Castle, are you ready for top-class tungsten? By the tide, here we go.
A bully boy for the match, and he gets it. Michael Smith, this is the biggest and best day of your darting life.
Enjoy the moment, the world youth champion.
He's hit the ball, bully boy. He isn't just a one-hit wonder. Michael Smith has got the bottle.
Welcome to our viewers joining us live on Sky Sports and the millions joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, his debut year, the former World Youth Champion, the bully boy, Michael Smith!
Show your love of the game of darts. At Sky Sports Darts on Twitter, at Sky Sports, our Instagram account. Join the thousands that are joining us day by day. Wayne, we had a weird night last week in Leeds. Will tonight be something a bit more special?
Yeah, and weird was the fact that there were so many poor performances. Well, there were good ones as well, and this man, James Wade, put in one of them against Michael Van Gerwen, but Michael Smith would have been bitterly disappointed playing twice, and let's be honest, he got annihilated twice. This is so important, the first couple of legs of this match, that he wins one of them, because once you've been beaten heavily twice, and then you get behind early on in your third game, you start to doubt yourself, and he's too good for that. He should just get up there with that little bit of confidence and think, right, it's a new start, let's go.
Whereas he was 3-0 down, 7-4 against Michael Van Gerwen, he beat him.
James Wade is one of these, he just carries on regardless, and if you give him any slight opportunity, he will take it. There was 116 he took out last week that changed the course of the game.
Rod Stud, Stuart Pike, your commentators.
Yes, thanks Dave. A big night for both players, significant already for Michael Smith after losing his first two, as you said, but James Wade playing twice,
60.
A real chance to steal a march on the rest with 2 wins. He can beat Smith, and of course later on plays Phil Taylor. You are just joining us, no Robert Thornton, he's ill, so that means that James Wade and Phil Taylor tossed up for who played twice tonight, and it's Wade against Michael Smith.
136.
Wade impressive, Smith not so. Disastrous debut 7 days ago.
Yeah, a bit of a rabbit in the headlines job for the bully boy, wasn't it? 2 matches, 2 averages in the 80s, no points whatsoever, and on the face of it, on paper at any rate, dealt another bit of bad luck really, because
94.
due to play Robert Thornton, who chalked up the worst average in the history of the Premier League, whitewashed 7-0, Smith would have fancied it, and now playing, as you say, an informed James Wade.
85.
Couldn't really have gone much worse for Michael Smith. All the luck has gone against him as well. But he's just got to get on with it. This is a big opportunity for Smith to shine. He has been demanding a Premier League place for the last couple of years. He's got it, and let's see what he can do.
79, changed it by 88.
Well, it's left a ton, but it may not matter, as Wade, who came back from 3-0 down against MVG last week, looks to take the first leg tonight, and does it on double 7. Yeah, he won 7 out of 8 legs, Stuart, didn't he, at the back end of that MVG game, so 8 out of 9 in the Premier League. That's some run from Wade.
Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, 3-0, you just thought that Van Gerwen would just put the foot
58.
on the gas and race away with it, but James Wade was terrific. Not many win 7 legs out of 8 against the world number 1.
57.
Still 20-1 to win the Premier League. That would be for the second time if he were to do it this year. And looking actually for consecutive wins in the Premier League for the first time since 2013. Although of course he didn't compete in one of the intervening years.
I think the first win in that sequence was a 7-4 victory over Michael Van Gerwen, so I wonder if history will repeat itself. But for me, just a huge night this for Michael Smith. You lose 3 on the spin at the start of a Premier League campaign, and you're already fighting for survival, aren't you?
Well, it's a long road back, that's for sure.
84, James Sherbar, 170.
Well, leave Shanghai, but Wade with the big fish on offer, the 170, it won't go. Well, he's going to leave it very handy and put some pressure on the 3-figure checkout for the 25-year-old from St Helens.
120.
Well, this would do him a world of good. Topsy needs. Yeah, well,
on the second leg.
good dart, good call, much needed, but that really will help Michael Smith. You know, at the weekend at the UK Open qualifiers, he reached 2 quarterfinals, so bounced back really well after the Premier League disappointment, but in one match averaged 133. I think it was 4 11 dart legs and 2 12 dart legs, so that's what he can do, but he needs to do it on this stage, week in, week out.
Yeah, good point, and underlining the distinct difference between the Premier League and anything else in world darts. Even the big ones, the big stages, the Ali Pali, the Winter Gardens, this is something unique to the Premier League, isn't it? And most players find it difficult to get used to early doors.
100.
Well, yeah, consistency. I mean, he was thrown in at the deep end, as you said, and but to average 80 odd in both games, I think he'd be the first to admit, Michael Smith, he just couldn't handle the opening night. But he's had the experience, bad experience that it was, but has so much talent, so much to give, and if you're world number 8, you're there for a reason. But that won't help.
No, unlucky. Does have his fair share of bounce outs, to be fair, the bully boy. But if Wade doesn't hit a treble here with this third dart, and he can't see the treble 20, but mathematically he needs to stay there, really.
60.
Leaves exactly the same finish that Smith took out. But I tell you what, Stuart, a couple of trebles here for the bully boy would make it interesting.
41.
Wow.
James
That's a poor visit.
20.
That visit summed up Michael Smith a week ago. Well, 120 from Smith in the last leg. We've seen some great finishing, 88 from Wade and then 120 Smith, 120 Wade.
Yeah, brace of Shanghai's on the 20s. Haven't seen a maximum. Forget that we haven't seen a maximum. Michael Smith hits the first max of night 2 of the Premier League here in Newcastle.
82.
Very much a case of welcome to the Premier League, Michael. I just wonder, you know, obviously a victory here would be priceless for Smith, but if he can just get a point on the board, get going, he may well be happy with that.
Well, he starts the evening one of 5 pointless players. Robert Thornton won't add to it. Phil Taylor and Michael Van Gerwen, and Gary Anderson, the other one, blameless and pointless because he hasn't actually towed the hockey in the Premier League yet.
100.
He didn't play at the weekend, did he? Still recuperating from that virus that laid him low in Leeds. And let's hope he's at rude health this evening, the world champion.
100. Michael Report 87.
For 87. Double 18. Well, we've seen some exceptional finishing from both players. Well, this is real class from Michael Smith and James Wade.
11 dart leg there from Smith.
82.
We mentioned last week when in his 2 games he averaged 86 against Peter Wright and just about 81 against Adrian Lewis. Tonight, 105.
100.
Yeah, much more like it. Over 7,000 here in Newcastle. Always really well supported. Well, as the Premier League, as we go round, it'll be packed out in Dublin in 7 days' time for week 3. Smith playing Chisnall,
134.
Wade playing Wright. The players always look forward to going to Dublin.
Well, early in the calendar here in Newcastle in February. Twice in the last few years it's been general election night in May, hasn't it, at Newcastle? Mr. Cameron not calling a snap election for February to make it a hat-trick. Michael Smith looking for the big 170.
Well, James Wade likes it in Newcastle and beaten in his last 4 Premier League matches
60.
at this venue.
Michael Report 170.
Well, look what Wade's left. 120 again. Oh, lots of room. Bullseye. Wow, that was a great effort.
45. James Report 120.
Well, will we say a third 120 outshot in this darts match? Oh, and we were the width of the wire away from seeing it.
25.
Really physically bent the wire down. Mind you, Smith was a similar distance away at the ball. Double 10 then. Yes, and Michael Smith takes the lead. What a difference a week makes for Michael Smith.
Well, confidence and belief, and as we know, Gary Anderson mentors
93.
Michael Smith, and I think having Anderson here in the practice room will help as well for the young man from St Helens. But a key break of throw for Smith.
140.
Much, much better. He's settled into it, hasn't he?
He was hunting his second 180, but what he's hunting here is a hold of throw with which would give him a 4-2 buffer.
99.
I think weighted expectation as well for Michael Smith. That certainly got to him on the opening night.
128.
108 average for Smith.
Well, the best in Leeds was
56.
Barney, 103 and
Michael
change.
140.
Michael Smith here, well, he's got half a dozen darts. May not need them. Another there. Unlucky, but the single 20 now will leave top, so it's a lovely setup. Boy, he's playing well tonight.
Well, the best Premier League average here at this venue, 108.91. Adrian Lewis beating Michael van Gerwen 12 months ago. Can Smith topple that?
Wow. 35. James Rupal, 110.
After controlling the leg completely, he's in danger of losing it. Wade can't find the requisite treble to tee up an attempt at double 15. Michael Smith will be relieved.
Week out.
Double 10. Wade, he's dead. Not tonight.
40.
Shot.
4.
Well,
No score.
pressure. That's all it comes down to.
8 missed darts from Smith, 3 missed darts at double from Wade. 4 now and double 5. Crazy leg! It's over now. Well, between them, the two Arrowsmiths missed a dozen darts at double. Getting that leg, but Michael Smith culpable for 8 of those, and he was first down to double.
Well, he was over 200 points ahead as well, wasn't he? I mean, now all of a sudden, the good work has been undone,
60.
and you'll be thinking about it. Got to respond here. Only 60 from Wade, but such a disappointment. 8 darts.
100.
And his average has dropped 10 points because of it. It's all about getting a point, preferably 2 on the board.
140.
Halfway through. 3 apiece.
140.
Smith's 5th, ton 40. A break here, of course, and all those shenanigans at the back end of the 6th will be forgotten.
100.
Tungsten on the tune. Goodness.
125.
Good leg though from Michael Smith, Stuart, isn't it? Off the back of that 8 missed darts at double, 9 darts throw, 136 left.
Of course, whenever we come here, we remember our friend Sid.
130. Michael Carl.
Still very much missed. Used to love the Premier League. Just loved it up here in Newcastle.
42. James Rupal, 71.
Which way will he go? 14 and tops, I'm sure. Tops for Wade.
James on the 7th leg.
He's turned this around.
8th leg is Michael is reversed. Game on.
Michael Smith now. Can he respond?
Yeah, Wade was 3-2 behind.
140.
And looking down both barrels of a 4-2 deficit. Took advantage in the end of doubles from Michael Smith in the 6th leg to level, and then you just saw it.
140.
4-3 advantage now off the back of the double top in the 7th leg. And now Michael Smith throwing to level the match. Pressure.
91.
Well, it's an environment, the Premier League, that you can relish, but it can also be very, very tough.
60.
Mentally.
$140.
Big night here in Newcastle. Van Barneveld and Wright Lewis and Chisnall. I guess you would say that Gary Anderson and Michael van Gerwen, the world number 1 and 2, the main event, and then James Wade returns to play Phil Taylor in the last match of the night.
44.
Just sloppy.
How close can Wade get to that 86? Can he get past the 86?
140.
He can, both men on a
Michael
2-dart
86.
combination. But Smith not forced to get anything more than a pot at the bull. Double 7 with the treble. Oh, lovely dart, lovely finish. Vital finish too, with Wade looking to pounce on a 2-darter.
Well, go figure, you miss 8 darts at a double, and then you rescue a leg with a brilliant finish like that on one of the most difficult doubles on the board. 4-all. Are we heading
30.
for the first draw of this year's Premier League?
4 legs left maximum. One of the 2 players will have to win 3
44.
to pick up both the points. If they are split, as Stuart says, it'll be the first draw of the 2016 Premier League.
28.
But 2 back-to-back ordinary visits from Smith.
100.
Trouble is with the Premier League that there is no time really to learn or to play yourself in.
100.
If you're struggling, and we've seen it, with the elimination after 9 weeks. We lose the bottom 2 players in the league.
100.
Yeah, and in Michael Smith's case, of course, he's already played twice to everyone else's once, and if he, as we've mentioned, if he doesn't pick up anything here tonight, well, to go 0 from 3, goodness, it's a long way back.
And he's still got Anderson, Van Gerwen, Taylor and Van Barneveld to play. He plays Chisnall next week in Dublin. It'll get harder for him.
Great point. Wade, on the other hand, low,
143.
will consider himself bitterly disappointed if he doesn't come back, and he will come back.
100. James Duclair 20.
Double 5. Well, that's the perfect guide for him. It had to be, and it is, and it's 5-4. Double 5 gives Wade leg number 5 as far as he's concerned. And now Smith trying to make it 5-5.
125.
Smith would settle for a point from here, I'm absolutely certain.
Well, any kind of positive result
140.
on the back of last week had to be good for Michael Smith. Look at the huge crowd here, the Metro Radio Arena here in Newcastle.
93.
Wade looking for 1 break of throw and a hold to make it 2 consecutive wins at the start of the event.
Well, needs a big visit here.
41.
Again. A poor visit from Smith, and Wade here has stolen the darts.
100.
That's okay, he's left to finish after 9.
Yes. He craved another treble, didn't he, to leave 85. You could just see the little whisper, as you rightly say. Still okay on 125. Probably got 6 darts here to go 6-4 up. 60 for tops. Tops for the biggest finish of this match.
105. Michael Duclair 144.
If ever Michael Smith needed a big finish. Perfect. Well,
85. James Duclair 20.
the last dart was just a lack of concentration because the second dart didn't find its target. So that one has.
James Wade.
That's a break of throw, and all of a sudden, James Wade here was throwing to make it 2 wins out of 2, and what a confidence boost this would be for Wade, who plays later on in our last match against Phil Taylor. But, well, is the nightmare about to continue for Michael Smith? Is it going to be 3 straight defeats?
Well, some similarity to last week in that James Wade once more has taken full advantage of his opponent missing darts at double. Last week, Michael Van Gerwen missing an absolute bucket load during the match against Wade.
100.
But tonight, Michael Smith in the 6th leg missing 8 darts at double, any one of which would have put him 4-2 in front. Wade levelled at that moment at 3-3.
16.
And from then on, has won 3 out of 4. And if he can make it 4 out of 5 in legs 1, Wade will make it 4 points out of 4.
That's unlucky. Kiss off the barrel, took it out of the red bit into the green bit, but Michael Smith here, yeah, that 6th leg has completely turned this match around. 8 missed darts at double. He may stay there. Well, that's okay, it's double 12.
126.
Well, he's coming back for another 3. The eastern side of the board, the double 6.
57.
Well, in fact, he's got 6 more at this if he wants them. Well, just a touch awkward, and he had to move. He needs to be careful here, otherwise if he comes inside, he'll be coming back for double 3. He's not entirely happy with the lie. Well, he probably did the right thing and miss it on the outside if he was going to miss at all.
I concur. But Michael Smith here just hasn't kept pace, and
46.
Well,
James Leuk, 12.
you get the feeling those darts were the darts of a man who knows he's lost. Wade will try again. A double 6 makes it 2 wins out of 2 for James Wade. Michael Smith had his chance. Oh, he did have his chance, but he couldn't take it. And the experience of James Wade wins the day. For Smith, it's 3 straight defeats. For Wade, it's win-win.
For James Wade, a 7-4 victory against the bully boy. Coming next, this could be special. Raymond van Barneveld against Peter Wright, both on a high after big wins last week. Wayne Mardle struggled to pick a winner in this one. Adrian Lewis against Dave Chisnell. Then it's a repeat of last year's final. The Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson against the world #1 Michael Van Gerwen. And James Wade back for a second match this evening as he takes on Phil the Power Taylor. James Wade, 2 wins out of 2, 4 points, he tops the table. 3 defeats from 3 played for Michael Smith. He sits at the foot of the table. Let's hear from James Wade now, talking to Rod Studd.
James, well done. 2 matches played in the Premier League and 2 victories. Just some of how you're feeling for us, if you could.
Yeah, I'm so happy. But Michael's just not. You know, I'm so happy I've won. But it's kind of sad to see Michael playing like that. You know, no one wants to play him on a pro tour or any other major TV tournament. He just hasn't found his feet yet, and it's not. You know, a lot of players would be quite happy to beat him like that, and a lot of people watching it would probably say, but it's not very nice to play someone when they're feeling the pressure like that.
It's a very difficult environment to play in for the first couple of times, we know that. I think the 6th leg was the important one, wasn't it? He was 3-2 up and he missed 8 darts at double. You missed a few, but you won that leg, and that kind of turned things, didn't it?
Yeah, but he just wasn't doing it from the word get-go. Someone like Michael is Gary's protege. Yeah. And he can score better than Gary, and I believe that he's going to be a bigger force to deal with than Gary in the future. Yeah. He's not settled down yet, and you know he will do, but let's hope it's sooner rather than later.
It was a busy night for you because you got to come back and play twice. The second game against Phil Taylor. Just give a thought or two on that, James, if you could.
Yeah, I've got to play 2 games, but the way I looked at it, same as everything in darts, you know, you need to make a positive out of it. I've got Liverpool off, so, but you know, Phil knows I'm serious, and he knows I'm starting to come back to what I can do. I look forward to it.
Yeah, good. We're looking forward to it too. Thanks for talking to us, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The smiling James Wade, and why not? Perfect start to the night for him.
Well, yeah, like you said, got 2 games, and it means that he will have a week off, and of that week it's Easter as well. So I've spoke to James about it. He said I've got 4 or 5 days off. So for him, it's worked well. For Michael Smith last week, playing 2 didn't work well. It's this sport, any sport, is all about winning. Michael Smith is just struggling. When he had an opportunity to go 4-2 up, he missed 8 darts at a double. It turned. That was it. That was it. He couldn't find it within him to drag himself back. James just put his foot down on the gas. Michael Smith, like James said, and quite nicely put as well, saying that I hope he plays well. Of course he does. He wants him to take points off of his rivals. But you want to see people get up here and play well. It's tough. From the very, very start of the Premier League, you've got to find your feet. You've just got to accumulate points. That's the old nature of the beast. Unfortunately for Michael Smith, he's finding it tough.
There's no gentle way in, no way to ease your way into the Premier League. You've got to start well, and 3 defeats, it's big trouble.
It is big trouble already, and people think, I spoke to a few friends during the week, and they said it was only the first week, but it was 2 defeats, and now it's 3. If he doesn't beat Chizzy next week, it'll be 4. And we're nearly halfway after that, and to the elimination. It soon creeps up on you. You've got to accumulate points. It's paramount.
Barney against Peter Wright next. Could be special. Barney playing some great darts. Peter Wright's found his form as well.
Peter Wright is just relentless. He's one of these players that you're not gonna make him flap. He's not going to lose his composure. He does his own thing in his own time. He comes up here, sometimes dances around like a clown, dresses like a clown, but he throws darts like an absolute genius at times. Barney has got it. We know he has, and there's something about the Premier League that he loves. I think this could go all the way to the last leg, but Barney's price is what sells it to me. It's just too big. The 5-time world champ and Premier League, former Premier League champion, he knows how to win on these big stages, and Peter Wright has yet to cross that line. So they'll always have that nagging feeling that Peter Wright can't do it when he needs to. Even though it's only a league format and league phase, it's still a big game.
The great entertainer, Peter Snakebite Wright, on his way to Newcastle next.
Come on, watch me. Stay up late. Come on, everybody. We got to grow again. We say, hey, hey, it's a new day. Hey, hey, come on now. I wouldn't stay, even if you made me. Bring on the next phase. I'm gonna go big.
Betway sponsors Premier League darts on Sky Sports.